Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Okie Podcast. On today's episode, I have such an amazing guest. He is an indigenous hip hop artist, tattoo artist, actor, father, husband, family man. He's a great dude. I've been following him for a minute. I'm so glad that he came on the show today. Today, it's Sten Joddi. How you doing today, sir?
What up? Mado, for having me. What's going on, bro? Man, just living and being grateful and thankful for all the things happening at the time right now, and just trying to ride the wave, man.
Hell yeah. It's a great wave, man. I'm so stoked to see you on episode 4, I believe, right?
Yeah, episode 4. I come in. I can say, I'm playing Bear's father, and that I come in trying to get back into the situation, into the community, and back into seeing him. But as we all know, sometimes our adult parents, make choices that affect us as kids. So some of those things happen, and Bear goes through some realizations, and so does the father. And it's a really good storyline in that. I pulled from my life from that situation. I know a lot of people are going to be able to relate, indigenous and non-indigenous, man. I think that just a lot of kids, coming up and dealing with that, man. Like, their mom, their dad, making their own choices for their own lives, and really just kind of putting their kids on the back burner sometimes. And and sometimes that's that's easier said than done. So after you get older and you grow up, you realize, life happens, man, and you have to make those certain decisions. And sometimes, we don't always make the right ones. And we got to understand that it's all a part of us, being who we are, and it builds the person you're supposed to become. And I think that there's strength in even those situations. There's ways to find strength and find a good energy in that, even though it's a lot of negative situations out there, man. I think there's still, you can find that positive energy there, and build yourself from that. So I think a lot of people are going to dig this one, man. It's also funny, what I'm saying? I know I'm getting all serious and stuff, but it's also funny, man. It's just really good comedy, and Sterling and Taika and like all the writers, Sydney Freeland, she's the director of this episode, and she was just awesome to work with. She was really cool. So was Sterling, man. Like, I came in as a first-time actor, so like it was definitely I was trying to take it serious, and they're like, chill, man, you can be who you want, you don't have to like line for line. Like Sterling, real talk, like was just really down to earth, and he was like, yo, bro, I wrote this, so like just say what you want to say the way you want to say it, man. Like so it was like really, it was more like homies and family and friends on the set, than it was. I mean, yeah, we had like, production and crew around, that were kind of just behind the cameras and stuff. But like, even they were fun and cool to kick it with. Like, I know we had during the COVID, so we were all masked up and stuff, and we had to watch out for being shaking hands and all that stuff. So like, but even without all that, it was still like that feeling of like community, of friends and family. And then so like, I kind of relaxed a little bit, you know what I mean? And not feeling so, because it was the first time I ever did anything like this, man. So it's like, it was really intimidating at first, I'm not gonna lie, you know what I'm saying? And but it was definitely an eye-opener on like how it all works. It was cool to be behind the scenes and see how like it all just gets put together. And then like, yeah, it was just awesome to work with the people, and I'm just grateful for that whole opportunity, man. Upon that, the music's in the show. I was asked to have some music put in there, which is like even bigger in my life. That's even bigger than the acting part, right? Like, I know I'm doing dope on the music, you know what I mean? So it's like, I have second thoughts and insecurities about the acting, but like, man, the music I know is 100%, you know what I mean? So it's like, man, when they asked me to do the music for it and then, put a couple of songs of mine on there, it was just insane, dude. So I'm overjoyed with that situation in itself, man. So, and like my wife, my kids, we were just excited to go to premieres and stuff, man. And it was crazy, man, right? It was crazy. Tulsa just showed hella love. Muskogee Creek Nation showed hella love. And like, all the people showed hella love. My kids were so hungry, bro, on real life, man. Yeah. My kids were so hungry after that. They ate like popcorn and they were just ready to go eat something. So like we cut out hella quick right after that was over because they were just ready to eat, man. So I was like, all right, let's go eat, had them start for the event just to get there, and barely got in there before they started showing, you know what I mean? So like we didn't eat anything and they're like on like water and popcorn. And I'm like, oh, just chill. Everyone watch this and talk. They're like, I'm hungry. So it was like, yeah, I had to go. Like, it's just my real life, man. Like, that's the way it is, So that's what it is, man. So yeah, dog, like, I appreciate you having me on here too, man. Like, it's just been overwhelming. Like, I've been on like hella interviews in the last, week or so. And yeah, like social media is kind of going crazy. But that's cool. I mean, that was expected, you know what I mean? And I'm just trying to ride that, you know what I mean? And maybe it turns into something else. Surely I'm hoping. And we just gonna keep on grinding, man. Like this show is incredible, crazy, like groundbreaking, right? Like I don't even know how else to put it. It's almost like if Smoke Signals would have got the respect and the backing and the marketing it deserved, like if it would have been a Hollywood motion picture from like some big company, you know what I mean? Like that's how I feel this is, like those real stories of us just being human, you know what I mean? And I think that we play on our humor and we use that humor in a good way. It's like good medicine, you know what I mean? So it's definitely about putting smiles on people's faces and allowing our people to see us in more than just that, Hollywood version of Indians, and I think we're doing a great job with it, man. Like, Dallas Go-Tos is just like throwing like that shit right out the window, bro. Like this shit is so funny, man. And it's definitely showing like a big like, yo, we're here. We're not one of these. You guys were expecting this mystical character to come out of left field with awesome wisdom and like, he is totally not the guy to ask for help, right? Like he's just some fucking crazy ass dude, man, and it's awesome, man. And so it's awesome humor to see, and I'm hoping a lot of people and everybody like really digs the humor, you know what I mean? Like I hope the non-Indigenous people understand the humor that we're trying to put out there, and we're just trying to show that we are funny, we are funny, and we can be serious, and we can be beautiful, and we can be ugly, and we can be proud, we can just be human, and that's in everybody, you know what I mean? And I think that's what this show is really doing too, man. It's really humanizing us as a people. It's letting people know that, we're just regular people going through regular problems like anybody else. Yep. Go ahead. Yeah. Crazy kids. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I really think that we're gonna learn from this show, man, and it's gonna open up a lot of doors for, bigger things to happen for us as a people or community, like bigger, bigger movies, bigger platforms, maybe not just in film, but in other genres of entertainment, and I think it's really going to open up a lot of things for us and get people to, again, respect to all the movies that's came out over the years with indigenous intents and all that. And, but only a handful of them were, filmed and written by natives. And those weren't the ones with the blockbuster money behind them, So it's like, respect to all those films, but I just feel like it's time for us to start telling our own stories and getting the respect in all aspects of it, not just, respect in our own Indian country and stuff, but respect across the whole board, man. And where we're able to tell our own stories, man. I mean, that's pretty much it, we just been kind of sitting on the back burner and people just telling stories of encounters with native people. That's all the stories have ever been, is like a white person's encounter of native person, like we're some, like, I don't know, some weird fairy tale thing to come upon in the woods. Like, this shit is weird to me, but
Yeah.
like but it's not that way anymore. You know what I mean? It's just not that way. And I think it's a great thing. And it's going to help us out as a people. And it's going to help non-Indigenous people see us better in a different way. And to not, box us in, you know what I mean? And to keep us in that box of the 1800s, trying to get as far away from that as possible. I think that's the goal. And I think we're doing that, we're kind of making a funny joke of it, in the show. So it's going to continue with good, awesome content, man. And I can't wait for you guys to see the third episode, even here in just a few, man. You know what I mean? It's just a few hours, but away on that. And then the fourth episode I'm in. And we also got like a little surprise for that episode upon, that episode airing. So I can't wait to like just spill the beans on that. But, yeah, it's going to be dope, man. Like they did a whole music video for this guy's character, for my character, Punk and Lusty. So we did a whole music video, man, and did a whole song for the show, for the character. And it's pretty much the pinnacle point of the whole show, like greasy fry bread, bro. So like, it's a comedy, situation, but at the same time, man, I really went in and did a full real song. You know what I mean? Like, I understand it's supposed to be funny and stuff, but like, just understand, it's like, it's really put together well. Sydney Freeland directed the video as well as directed the episode. And she just did an awesome job and took the ideas that I had and ran with what we were kind of putting out there. And, me and my wife had some ideas that we just kind of threw and they're like, yes, let's do that. And, I just had to put in that stuff that kept it authentic to me, what you would see me do, and I'm not saying that Punk and Lusty is who I am, you know what I mean? I'm just saying that, I was trying to keep that music, you know what I'm saying, with something that I would do, and deliver a certain way. And I think that they captured that, dude. I think people are going to love it, man. I think they're going to go crazy over it. And yeah, I think by the time you air this, it should already be banging. So yeah, you ain't heard it yet, go get that Greasy Fire Bread on your cell phone, ringtones, downloads. Yeah, they're gonna have it. It's gonna be on YouTube and the whole nine, man. So I can't, FX and Disney are gonna be behind this project, that song, so they're really gonna be the ones behind the marketing, behind the push and all that stuff of that track. So that record particularly, and I was just happy to be a part of that. Like they asked me to do that, man. Like Sterling and I believe a couple of the other writers actually came up with like the hook or like the idea of the hook and like some of the things that they wanted me to say in the verses, you know what I mean? Like, here, man, say something like this and that. It was a collective situation where, like, yo, man, let's make these people laugh, but at the same time, do your thing, bro. And like, so that's what we did, man. I think people are really digging it. There's little funny native jokes through the whole video, and it's wild, man.
Wow.
I have yet to see final cut, right? I have yet to see the final thing of it. I mean, I was there during the filming, so I kind of understand it, but I haven't seen the final cut. So it's going to be awesome to watch the episode with everybody. Like, I haven't seen the episode 4 that I'm in yet either. So it's going to be fun to just like watch it with everybody as they watch it, and yeah, it's going to be dope, man. And I'm just kind of thankful and grateful for this whole situation, dude. It's really awesome, man.
Wow. Yeah, so when this comes out, that'll already be out, but everybody go download Greasy Fry Bread. I really want to hear that, bro.
Funny. It's crazy. Greasy Fry Bread. Yeah. Yeah. Like every powwow you go to now on, I swear it's probably gonna have this. There's gonna be like a drum group to remix it, bro. Like I already know the way the thing's gonna happen. It's gonna be funny. It's gonna be great. Like I'm gonna go to a random powwow and they're just gonna start. One of the groups is just gonna start going, bro, and the hook's gonna get there, and it's gonna be Greasy Fry Bread, Greasy Fry Bread. It's gonna. I can just hear it. Oh man, it's gonna be funny. Yeah, man. Yeah. So yeah, man. It's really cool, man. If you wanna check out any of my other music too, like I'm out there anyway too. Like Joddi everything. Sten on all your music apps. Just push me in the search bar and click and enjoy. I mean, I have like an extensive catalog of music, like 6 albums out, on all those platforms. Spotify, Apple Music, all of them, Pandora, everything. So
I was gonna say, man, you got some really powerful music. Like
I appreciate
it hits hard, bro. Like, like it brings awareness, and it's also it's good to bump. It's really good to bump, and like your Concrete Warrior 2, there's a lot of things that get brought up on that album, because I was bumping it again, and I was like, I'm a lot older now, and I feel like I've gained some knowledge. So rather than just listening to the beats, I'm listening to lyrics now. And you have some like hard hitting stuff on there, man, like the Depression song, or like like just handling stuff with just native problems on the res, and I mean it's just like when did you start writing music?
I started writing music when I started doing tattoos on myself, probably the same summer that I started that, when I was probably like 13. So like I always liked rap music, of course. Like that was just where I floated to as far as like what I felt relatable to me in my life, what I was seeing in my regular everyday to, you know what I mean? So to me, it felt like that's me. So I would listen to that. But I also was raised on like, you know, we're from Oklahoma, man. So, you know, there's always a country station playing or an old Southern rock station going or some shit, you know what I mean? So like mom and dad jammed them old jams too, you know what I mean? So, you know, that was always playing during the weekend. But I mean, whenever I got older, it was just kind of hip hop. And then, you know, I started going through some things in my life where, you know, my pops kind of went his own way and stuff. And like I was saying before, you know, we all kind of go, you know, certain people kind of go through those things, and, you know, the ones that can relate to that. So I kind of started just drowning myself in music, and I would just kind of float away in listening to music in my room or wherever I was at. And, you know, I'd start tattooing on myself, man. And, you know, back then it was just ink and a needle. I was poking myself. I don't condone that, children. Don't go do that. But,
Yeah.
you know, but, you know, that's what I did to release my whatever's, you know, my anxieties, my problems. You know, I would just kind of go into the music and deal with my problems in that way. And, you know, so those kind of were the same thing early in my life. They kind of culminated together. And as I grew older, you know, I started writing my own stuff because I felt like it was time. I wanted to say something, you know. At first, you know, of course, you're seeing all the videos on BET, MTV and stuff. And you see all the hot rides and the women and the money and, the, you know, all that stuff. And it's like, yo, you want that too because you live poor as fuck. So you're like, yeah, I need that in my life, man. If I just had that, I would be okay, you know? And so I don't think in today's world, kids look at it the same way as I did. You know, maybe they still do a little bit, you know, but I think it's just cool points now and how many likes you get. You know, it was more for me like, yo, I want to be able to buy my mama a house like Biggie said. You know what I mean? I want to be able to buy my mama a car like Tupac did. I want to be, you know what I mean? Yeah. So like for me, that was what I wanted to do. You know what I mean? I want to be able to bring my homeboys with me, you know, this and that and this and that, you know what I mean? So that's why I first started to get into it. But then like, you know, I started to get into trouble. And so like music and tattoos were kind of like on the back burner when I was out there running around just being stupid because I wasn't listening to the universe, you know, on what it was trying to show me to do. Mm-hmm. And I wanted to do my own thing. So I thought, oh, this is the way. So I was out there getting in trouble and I was doing dumb stuff like selling drugs and stealing and robbing and doing that. And it's like, you know, it didn't work out. So then I got locked up and again, back to the tattoos and music. You know, it was like the universe was trying to tell me something, you know, and again, I didn't listen. I'd only used it so I could get it was a means, right? It was a means to get money then. So it was just like, oh, I'd only do it for a minute, but the money wasn't good enough for me. So it was like, oh, I have to do something else, you know? And slowly but surely, the universe kept slapping me in the face with these two things, man. And I finally listened after I got up here to Iowa. This is where I'm at now. And, you know, I tried to do the whole culinary arts thing, and I went to Job Corps when I was a little younger. But again, like I said, I got in trouble because I didn't listen to those things that were telling me, you know, music and tattoos. So I was getting jobs at restaurants, hanging out with the wrong people, you know what I mean? And, you know, and it just wasn't for me, you know what I mean? And I finally got up here, like I said, to Iowa. And when I got here, I met my wife now. And I was working at McDonald's, bro. And somebody I had tattooed at a party had talked to one of the tattoo artists here in this town that I live in Mason City. And he gave me a chance, which took off my music again. So like I've always been writing during this whole time. I would always write when I was locked up. But then when I'd get out, I would just like throw that shit in the closet. You know what I mean? Like, whatever. You know what I'm saying? And I wasn't ever focused. You know what I mean? And so when I got up here, I started really focusing in on that. Like I didn't really want to get in no trouble up here. I wanted to be different up here. I wanted, I didn't want this community to know me as just a little troublemaker, always in and out of jail. So I took it upon myself to start new here and be different. And so when I did that, things started to change. I got an opportunity to work at a real tattoo shop. And with that, I was always doing music, like with my buddy in his studio and everything, and like his computer and his beats and all that stuff. That was great. And I'm grateful for that whole experience that I had with, everybody and everything. But like, I wanted my own shit. You know what I mean? I wanted my own shit. I wanted to do it my own way. And so tattoos, again, it was like tattoos gave me that avenue. It gave me that extra little bit of fundage other than me just paying my bills and getting through food, just doing the regular thing. Plus I had that extra fund. So I was like, all right, it's time to get a computer. It's time to start doing this for real and taking this shit serious, And yeah, man, I mean, I started to do that. Then I got an opportunity to go to be signed to a label, in Miami, which was ran by Lightfoot. I'm sure most people know who he is. Mm-hmm. So he gave me an opportunity at first. And, we worked together for a while. I did a mixtape with them. It didn't really work out on either end. We're still cool, still cool with Lightfoot. It just, it just didn't work out on either end. And, we went our own ways. And, but I appreciate the opportunity it gave me, and it helped me learn what I need to do. And I took those lessons and I came back here home to Iowa, and I went hard, man. And I've been going hard for like the last, I think that was 2012. I came home from Miami. So, I mean, from then to now, 9, 10 years almost or whatever. I just been grinding hard, bro. Like putting in, and like hitting albums. And I haven't really put out an album in the last year and a half, 2 years. But I'm always working on music, you know what I mean? And it's just time, you know what I'm saying? It's just time that takes for inspiration, life to happen. The story that you need to tell isn't done living yet. So you need to live a little bit more for you to tell it. And, that's who I am as an artist. So, be looking out, you know what I'm saying? We're going to ride this Res Dog wave, but we're still going to be working on this music shit. And I got like a lot of features out there right now. So I was showing hella love like this whole COVID time. I was just showing hella love to all the artists that wanted me on their stuff. So I was just like, yeah, man, just send it to me. I'm sitting here bored as hell anyway. So let's just get one done, So I'm featured on a lot of people this year. Like next year, whenever they start dropping their songs, like I'm featured on hella people's shit. So like, yeah, if you just click in anywhere really and just search Sten Joddi, it might not even be my music. It might be somebody else's music, but I'm on there. You know what I mean? So like, I'm really pushing all the artists that I've worked with in the last few years, and even before that, there's a lot of artists that were on my team that I still fuck with. We got a lot of music out there as well. And, yeah, I'm just trying to show love to everybody, bro. And I'm just trying to get everybody put on, you know what I mean? And that's really the main point that we take from this show as well. Like Sterling Harjo and Tyka are just homeboys, right? They went to the same college and shit. And so like, they're just showing each other love, man. And then Sterling just reciprocates that to all his homies here in Oklahoma or there in Oklahoma, and like just putting everybody on, bro. And it's like, it's just great. It's just great to see that shit. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like super excited about the whole thing. Like, everybody was getting paid down there in Oklahoma. Like he was giving everybody a job, whether it was an extra or working with the food or working, with the trucks or whatever he had people working there. You know what I'm saying? Like hella people, just family and friends and homies. And like, he even put a couple of my homies in the show. Like they're in the background on one of the scenes. Like he was just like, yeah, tell them to come through. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, we'll pay them just to be here and sit on the couch, bro. It doesn't matter. You know what I mean? I'm like, hell yeah. So like, just that, you know what I'm saying, is awesome to be able to even hit up my people on my social media when it was that time. And I was just like, yo, if y'all want to be in here, saying just hit us up, you know what I mean? And y'all can be in the show. And it was awesome that I was able to put that part out there, you know what I'm saying, for other people to try to get on. And fingers crossed, season 2 is coming out. So, you never know what's going to be happening in season 2. And we ain't even through the first couple of episodes of season 1, man. So it's like, it's going to be crazy to see this thing take off, man. And whatever they do, you know what I mean? Whatever they do is going to be awesome. You know what I mean? I know it. And there's native artists, native actors that are just new to the world, and it's going to be awesome to see all of them like go crazy too, man. Be a part of other projects, way bigger projects. Who knows? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember when you posted that. What was it, for your bodyguards or like an entourage or something?
Yeah.
I remember you posted that, and I was like, damn. But I had some stuff to do, and I was like, nah, somebody that really needs it will do it. Somebody that really needs to get that work in.
So yeah, man. I mean, I just put it up there. He was like, yeah, man, we just need whoever, whatever. So I'm like, all right. And then there was like hella people that, just showed up on the love, man. Like they had all the cars, they had like all the homies, and it's like Sterling had all his aunties there. Like the shit was dope, man. Like like they got the aunties dancing like in their like ribbon dresses, dancing in front of the lowriders. Like this stuff is dope, man.
Dope.
Old school, man. Like it's gonna be really cool, man. And my family was able to be a part of it. My kids are in there dancing around, and like, you know what I mean? It's just really dope, man. That it really did feel like a community family situation, you know what I'm saying? And they just showed us all love, for real. Love and respect the whole way around, man. And I just hope everybody goes and watches it. And if you ain't seen it, I don't know where you've been at, under a rock somewhere. So you better go get you a Hulu.
Yeah, from what I hear, like everybody's been talking about that. Just when you're on set, like it's so different because Sterling treats everybody. There's no like special treatments. There's no like, like other productions are like, oh, extras, they got to eat a block, 2 blocks away or some shit. And Sterling is just like, yo, everybody eats here. Everybody eat here, talk, get to know each other. Like, that's what I heard, man, about that set.
Yeah, man.
And everybody just loved it. It was just a big family, and it was so cool to hear that.
Yeah, man. It was an awesome thing to be around, definitely got rid of that like nervous feeling when you don't know what to expect feeling, you know what I mean? Because I've never done that before. So it was like, I didn't know what to expect, how they were, gonna, the rules and regulations with COVID and like all those things, that kind of come into play. So then like, you got your own trailer when you showed up. That was kind of crazy. That was different. You know what I mean? Like, I was like, oh shit, real Hollywood shit now, bro. I was like, yeah, we got our own trailer, kids. Check it out. You know what I'm saying? Like, look, it's got my name on it, Punk and Lusty right there. That's me. No. But for real, my kids really loved it. Like my wife, they hooked her hair up and stuff at the little thing. One of the makeup ladies and stuff there on set. So she got a little pampered, which was really cool. That's never happened before. So like just a lot of things that I got to enjoy for the first time. So did my kids and my wife. You know what I mean? And it's continuing that way. And that's, you know, that's one thing. It's like you can offer me all these things, right? But I don't want to be experiencing these things without them there experiencing it with me. Like, you know, at the end of the day, like my wife is sacrificed just as much as I have for my dreams. And my kids have sacrificed just as much as I have for my dreams. You know, there's days and nights and weekends and weeks and months and, you know, that I wasn't able to be there, you know what I mean? Because I wanted to chase this dream, you know, I wanted to chase this rap career and I wanted to chase this thing. And I just wanted to chase money as well. Sometimes it didn't have nothing to do with the music. It was at the tattoo shop, you know, where I would spend all day and all night at the tattoo shop and, you know, just trying to get money. And, you know, I found out that, you know, by backing away from all of that, thinking again that I can control things, right? Learning how to back away from that actually helped everything, right? Like me backing away and going down to like right now, I do tattoos still, but it's one tattoo a day, one appointment a day. And I come home as soon as I'm done. You know, I have to separate that work life and my family life. And sometimes they're kind of both, you know, maybe we take trips together or whatever, but it's like, I try to balance that because I want them to experience it with me. So it's like, all right, they're not just seeing dad on the phone, you know, on a FaceTime, and he's in front of people and he's doing things and he's having fun. And, you know, they're not a part of that. You know, I would rather them be there and the world can see all of us through the phone. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you see their smiles because, you know, I want them to see that it's possible as well, that they can do whatever they want. And whether or not, you know, they follow in my footsteps or they do their own things, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I'm just there to support them and show them that it's possible that you can come from nothing and you can make it happen, you know, and that's really the main line point, you know, and that's what I bring to all my messages, even through my music, man, you know, and even through my tattoos and, you know, just me speaking with youth centers and stuff and different res communities. And, you know, I go all over and I talk to people about this. And, you know, now it's finally awesome to be able to get the younger generation to know that, you know, it is possible, especially with this show like this, man. It's just going to be awesome to be able to go here is proof that we can do something, you know, and that you can come from nothing and understand that sometimes your community is what you need, you know, and your family is what you need. And if you don't even have either of those, it's still not an excuse to not be a good person, right? Like, even though you don't have a mom, like, don't take it out on the world. You know, the world didn't do that, you know, because you don't have a dad, don't take it out on that person, which I did for many years, you know, and I had a lot of angst and like a lot of built up frustrations about my father. And, you know, I had to learn to let that go so I could grow as a human and know that, again, like, we all go through problems and struggles. And, you know, I was just a kid and he was just a young adult, you know what I mean? I'm older than he is when he left. So I could understand, you know, I can try to understand that thought process of a young 25, 26, 30-year-old man, you know, and what he might be going through with addiction or anger issues, things maybe he didn't want to even express around my family. Maybe it was better for him to leave than to stay. You know, he might have killed my mother or me, in a rage of drunkenness one night. You never know, right? Like, so the creator makes you go through these things, you know, even though you may be pissed off, that's irrelevant to the main situation of your growth as a human, man. So like, I had to realize that and, you know, grow from that. So, you know, again, my music definitely tells that story. And this show is definitely telling those stories. And I think it's an awesome thing, man. And yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah. Yeah, bro. Like, you're really inspiring, man. Like, you know, I love how you went through a lot of, you know, crazy shit, but yet, I mean, and you still like did some things that weren't just normal, I guess. You know, you got in trouble, you went to jail,
Right.
but you turned your life around, you know, you turned it around and you realize that you're here for something more, you know, and you understood and realized that you're good at music, you're good at writing, you know. Not a lot of people can say that, but it takes time to do all those things, you know. And some people just quit, you know, but
Yeah.
you always came back to it, and that's like really inspiring. And also, I was gonna say, congrats on losing. Well, how much did you lose? How much weight did you
Oh yeah.
lose?
Yeah. I've been at this a little over 2 years. July 12th was 2 years of the day that I started eating better
Mhm.
and got a gym membership. And I was about, probably when I got on the scale, it was in the middle of summer, so I was probably a little more active
Mhm.
than I would be in the winter. So
Yeah.
like when I weighed myself then, probably like 213, I think, or 313. My heaviest probably in like November, December, January, that's probably like 325, 340, you know, I could be pushing, you know. And yeah, man, I just had to make that decision one day, man. And you know, I was going through a lot of depression stuff. Like you said, you mentioned that depression song. And that was definitely a song that I wasn't necessarily depressed, but I was, man. Like I was going through a lot of things. Maybe I was in denial at the time, like, right? Like I was saying I wasn't depressed, but like I made the song, you know, and um what's really crazy, man, is like, so in 2017, I lost my mom in March 14th of 2017. And so like months before that, I had applied for the NAMI Awards for the album of Seventh Generation Prophecy album that I did with all the collective homies from everybody from Standing Rock and all the bros, man. So they brought that energy with them on the album, and they brought those stories with them on the album. So it was really dope to hear it and to be a part of it and to kind of curate that whole album. I felt like kind of like DJ Khaled on that album, you know, like I
Mhm.
put all those hitters on the same album, and it came off very dope. So like
Yeah.
I really like that. And I love it. And so that was happening. And you know, my mom was always 100% with my music and loved me, you know, unconditionally, and wanted me to just succeed in everything I did, you know. And so we found out that I was getting nominated for the album, and all the good news was happening kind of around that time, and it was all great and everything. And then my mom was in the middle of medical situations. So she was like trying to be on the donors list for getting a kidney. And so then like that happened and we lost her. So then it comes to later that year, I win the NAMI for the best album. And it's kind of bittersweet, right? Like, so like I was there with my wife, you know, and we were the only ones there together. Like I didn't have no entourage of homies, or nobody even knew who I was. You know what I'm saying? And like it was just me and my wife there. and like they call the winner, and like it's just us. It sounded like in a room full of like crickets, like wing, like that was it. Like we were like, yeah, but it was such a big room, you know, and it was just me and her screaming for ourselves, you know, like, and so, but after that, it was like people started to know, and then I put together all that. I mean, it's just crazy, man. Where was I going on that?
Oh, you're talking about your mom,
After,
and then how the depression.
yeah. So like that next year, I kind of just stopped doing music after that, and I was just kind of like in this daze, man. And I wrote that song. We kind of had a happy moment where me and my wife, we got pregnant again, and yeah, so I was trying to write this song, and then all of a sudden, like, we lost our son, and that hit me really hard. And so like I just gained a lot of weight. I started to drink a lot more, and it was just a whole bad deal, you know what I mean? And so I went back to my music. I'm writing, and that depression song came out of me. And we shot the video, and I'm saying, like, we lost my son. The next week I was shooting this video. So I had all those feelings still there, right? Like it was just really right there. So in that video, like you can tell, like I was super overweight. Like I even had my shirt off in one of the parts of the video, and you could just tell I'm just like really, really uncomfortably big, you know? And yeah, man, I mean, I don't even know how I kind of got out of that. I don't know, my family, you know, my wife, my kids, you know, like we kind of just all healed together and grieved together. And I think that helped, you know, all of us kind of come out of that. And it's still kind of there, but, you know, we're kind of coming out of that now. And, you know, that's what I kind of went to. I was looking at my daughter and morality and mortality. I mean, and I was looking at my daughters, and I'm thinking, you know, I'll probably be there for the oldest two, you know, marriage, kids, you know what I mean? But what about my youngest? Will I be there for like college graduation? Will I be there for like her wedding, her first child? Will I be there to tell her kids, my grandkids, stories, you know? And that started going through my head, and I'm just like, you know what? You know, thinking about my mom not being here, thinking about the loss of my son. And it's just like, it's time to do something different. You know, like I got this music shit on lock. I'm doing good at my tattoos. I opened up my own business. I'm good there. Now let's just try to focus in on my spiritual, mental, and my health right now. So that's what I kind of did. And then COVID happened, bro. So then it just kind of really knocked into self-awareness. It just made me no excuse but to be here with self and home and family, and like mentally and spiritually and like physically focusing on everything, you know. And so that's what I've been doing the past 2 years, man. It's just focusing in, doing songs when I feel the music. But as of late, like all the songs I've done are just kind of sporadically done, and I'm just kind of like letting people know about all the catalog that I got. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, I have so much music, you know what I mean? And that people don't really know about it just yet. And I think it's going to really like start popping off once this show kind of helps out. That's going to help out. Okay?
Yeah.
So like, you know, and I'm grateful for Sterling to give me that opportunity to even put my song on there, on top of me even being on there. It's just crazy. Like, that's awesome. And, you know, it's going to help me like it would anybody else, you know, and I'm just going to try to reciprocate that, you know. Like I posted earlier on my timeline on my Facebook, all the artists and all the albums I've done, on there. So like, if you guys want to search on there, like these are all the people that I've worked with, all the albums that I've got, you know, they're all on YouTube, Apple Music and Spotify and all that stuff. And it's just like, I have so much music with so many different artists, all open their own way. And yeah, man, like it's time for all of us, man. I mean, I'm not trying to take all the shine. I'm gonna give it to everybody I can. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna just give it to everybody. And you know, for the people that didn't believe in me, I can't rock with that. You know what I'm saying? I can't rock with that. Now they want to knock on the door. It's like, nah, this door has been closed. Moons, man. Like, I gotta keep moving. You know what I'm saying? And it's not that I don't want to take opportunities when they're presented, but I'm just the type of person that can't sit around that fake person where it's like, you know, you wasn't cool with me before. I wasn't cool enough to mess with before, and now all of a sudden I am. And so I can't really rock with that. I wouldn't rock with that in my personal life or anybody in my personal life. So I can't rock with that outside of that. Like, it's just not me, who I am. So it's like, I'm rocking with the people that did help me out when they didn't have to. I'm gonna be there for the people that was there for me when they didn't have to be. And I'm gonna continue to work with newer artists that are down and understand the game and that I feel like is doing something for themselves. Because you know, it's not one thing to just have a song out there or 100 songs on SoundCloud, you know, like, show me that you're willing to do something better and bigger. And I'm willing to see that you're willing to invest in yourself. And, you know, nobody gave it to me. I had to pay for all my videos and all my music and beats and microphones and time in the studio. You know, everybody else has to do that too, man. There's nothing free out here. And I think that's going to show more integrity in an artist or a person when they're willing to do that themselves first. And then, you know what I mean? And then try to work with other people, because that shows initiative, man. That shows that you're taking it serious. And if you want somebody to work with you, and that might not be me or anybody, but I just feel like it's time that, you know, these youngsters know you have to put that work in, bro. Like, it's not just given, you know what I'm saying? There's opportunities that I worked really hard for to be a part, so that they could even see me in my work. You know what I mean? So yeah, man.
Yeah. They I know what you're talking about. You know, you put into work, because like, there's a lot of work that goes into this, and like, people don't see like how much work like you and I, like, we put in, and the things we invest in to make all of this stuff happen, you know. And they don't really understand it. They just see the work that gets pushed out, like on Facebook or iTunes or whatever. They just see that, you know. They don't see like the time we put in, and yeah, the sacrifices, you know, we have to make this stuff happen. And I just want to say too, man, I'm sorry about your mom and your son, man. And that I was, you know, I followed you when you started losing the weight, you know, and that was, you know, I thought that was really inspiring. And I remember that post you said about you wanted to be around, you know, for everything to happen in the future, you know. And I remember that post that you did, and it was like, I was like, dang, well, you know, it kind of made me like start working out too. I was like, dang, well, this guy, Sten Joddi, you know, just working out and doing all this, and on top of everything going on with your music and everything, putting in that work, you know, to lose weight and everything. I was like, it's possible, you know. It's hard, you know, it's hard to give up soda. I don't know did you like bread? I love bread.
I eat, you know, what I want. It's just like, you know, I don't follow no program, man. I just work hard at knowing what I can eat and what messes with me when I shouldn't eat it. I try to stay away from the beef and the pork and the dairy milk, and yeah, sodas. I try to stay away from those too. But you know, I drink maybe. My wife likes to go to Starbucks a lot, so you know, I'll hit up a Starbucks drink, you know what I mean, or something that's probably not so good for me. But again, it's like I do this daily, I take Sundays off. I don't do anything on Sundays, but I work out every day, every morning. And I mean, that's what it takes. It's a consistency of a routine. And, and I think it's all possible. It's just, you got to find what your routine is. You got to find what foods you like to eat that aren't bad for you. And do that, there really isn't any special, like, there isn't any secret, man. It's just, what you shouldn't do and you know what you should do. And that's about it. I mean, everybody wants this pill that you can eat McDonald's drive-through 3 times a day, and then you'll look like, Arnold Schwarzenegger in his 20s. You know what I mean? It's just, it doesn't work that way. You know what I mean? And I think a lot of those people on TV and those infomercials and all that crap is just like really goofy. I think that you just get out there. You don't need a gym to go to do, a couple of push-ups and a couple of sit-ups and a couple of squats. Do that 4 or 5 times, and then that's like 20 minutes of your day. I mean, if you can get up and go to the refrigerator, you got time to do like 10 push-ups real quick. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Like, and at the same time, it's like, lots of water. Water helps a lot, man. I mean, a lot of us think that we're hungry, so we want food, when it's really, you're just thirsty. You should just drink water, man. And, it'll curb stuff sometimes. I mean, I know a lot of people don't like water. They can get flavored water. You get different waters. But, I think weaning yourself off of those soda pops and those like sugary drinks, really help. It helps out a lot. You could probably lose like 20 pounds in a week by just not drinking that stuff, and moving to water. I advocate water, man. Water is life.
Yeah.
So it's like, that's where it is. You know what I mean? Yeah, man. But yeah, man, I appreciate you. I appreciate this whole thing, dude.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you have any like last remarks or anything you want to tell people?
Yeah, just check out the show. Go get a Hulu account. If you're in Canada, it comes out on Disney Plus Star Channel September 1st. And or outside the US, I should say. My bad, not just Canada, outside the US. Just watch it. Check out my music. Like I said before, you can search Sten Joddi pretty much on all your music apps and social medias, and check me out. That's pretty much it, man. Show love where you can. If you can buy a song, cool. If you can't, just play one. I mean, that helps too. Comment, like, share, all that stuff. You don't have to support me in money. Just put me on your playlist. You know what I'm saying? It's all good. And yeah, that's it, man. Res
Awesome.
Dog.
Hell yeah. Check that out if you haven't yet. For some weird reason, you haven't checked it out. Go check it out. Get ready for Sten Joddi. Well, this episode will be out, but he's gonna episode 4. Cannot wait to see him kill it. And go follow him. He's on Instagram, Facebook. Go download his music. Go buy it, download it, support natives, man. We're on the rise right now. We're on the rise right now. Just go tell your family and friends about Sten Joddi. He's a great human being. He's humble, he's inspiring, and I loved having him on the show today. Thank you so much, brother. Thank you so much. And if you're not following Okie Podcast, oh yeah, no problem. I can't wait for us to do it again, man. We'll have to do it again and have you up on here, support everything you're doing. If you're not following Okie Podcast, please do that. It's on all platforms. I would say just Google it. YouTube channel, Okie Podcast, go follow that. I'm on Instagram, Okie Podcast, one word. Russell Must 49 is my personal on Instagram. Russell Sun Eagle is my personal on Facebook. Go follow that or add me or whatever. I'll talk to you if you need to talk. I'm always down to help. and Okie Podcast Facebook page. Go follow that as well. And yeah, I guess until next time, everybody. Peace.
Yee.